And welcome to Indian Time. This month we have the month of March, which is Kosihus. A lot of the elders in the past said this time of the year, the geese that went south would be getting back at this time, which was a good sign that winter was almost over and that it started to get ready for spring and the things that they had to do. A lot of preparation for picking berries and gathering food, and it was a kind of an exciting time of the year for the people back then, knowing that the warm weather was just right around the corner. A lot of fishing was done at this time of the year also. Place names for this show will be place names that we get from our elders. I think a couple of place names here that John Peter Paul, one of our elders who have left us recently, gave a couple of place names, which is Pasho Moks, meaning referring to Bazoo Peak. It means mountain or person, Pasho Moks. The other one is a place a little further west or south of Bazoo, and you get to a place called, they call it Incashola, or Small Bridge in Incashola. And the stories that the elders tell, it was a long time ago, there was a swampy area between Nirada and the Upper Dry Fork Reservoir, which is where they're located now. There was a swampy area, and the horses, when they used to come through there in this time of the year, the horses would get stuck because it was swampy. And eventually, I guess, somebody built a little bridge there to go across over the swampy area, and they started calling that Incashola. So those are the two place names that we have for today. This time of the year, as I said, there's a lot of, back then, fishing, snagging fish, getting ready for the spring and the good weather, a lot of preparation, a lot of tools, a lot of repairs were being made to get ready to go out in the country to gather food. Back then it was always it was a survival, it's an everyday thing to survive for our Indian people. So it was important that they took advantage of a lot of these things. So this time is not only were they happy to realize and to know that spring was just right around the corner, but it was also time to get ready for the hard work of gathering food and medicine for the coming seasons. A couple of the things that I'd like to remind the people is our elders meeting, which is monthly, the first Wednesday of every month from October through June, will be tomorrow at the Longhouse starting at 9 o'clock. And then the following Wednesday, which will be the 14th, if everything goes well, we'll have a workshop, which is it's a cultural workshop to help our people and community members to learn more about the values and the culture of the Salish people. So that's on the 17th. Also coming up, as we all know, Ushini Kenmel. She'll be celebrating her 85th birthday this coming Friday, I think, or next Friday rather, on the 16th. And they're having a birthday party for her, or birthday celebration for Ushni at Two Eagle River School on March the 16th and the 17th. Ushni will be celebrating 85 years of when you listen to her, she's had a hard life. She's worked real hard for the things that she has today, and she's well known for her beadwork and her hide tanning, her moccasins, and she's been doing work for people from throughout the country for many, many years. I think she told me ever since she was about 15 years old. So that's a long time for someone like which need to be really working hard on these kinds of projects, which is, if any of you have attempted or tried to tan hides, scrape hides, you know what kind of hard work that is for anybody, no matter what age you are. There will be she asked that there be there'll be no cash prizing at the dances, and they'll have Frances Louie, a relative, is coming over from Usk, Washington to MC the powwow for her, and the Chief Cliff Singers from Emerald will be the host drum. So that's coming on the March 16th and 17th. Also going on, starting on is what they call a family gathering in St. Ignatius and Mission. What they do there is they try to get the families together to do different projects, crafts, educational presentations, chance to get out of the house and get together with your family. Coming up, this is down in St. Ignatius in the old, not the old, but the trailer just past the Longhouse. On the 6th, which is today, the family values will be talked about by Bev Sweeney. On March the 13th, it says Feel Good with Exercise with Lynn Hendrickson. On March the 20th, Helping Your Family Deal with Loss will be Emily Matz-Lois. On March 27th, there'll be Child Development with Christine Pitts. These sessions are held from 6 to 8 o'clock in the community building on Blind Barnaby Road in Mission. They're just past the Longhouse. So is there any, if you want more information, call Irene Lake or Brenda Morton at Healthy Beginnings at 745-3525 and ask for either Irene or Brenda, and they will give you more information on this. There is a conference going on, or a meeting, I guess, up at the resort yesterday, and today's the last day. It was a gaming meeting and gaming conference. As we all know, gaming is a big issue in this country. Some tribes have managed to succeed at their gaming business and has developed in helping their own people in many ways. Here in the state of Montana, and the tribes have not come to any agreement as of yet, and the compact is about to end I think will end in May the 7th. So they're having a meeting with other tribes at the resort from throughout the country, trying to figure out ways of how to improve or what direction to go, if any, with gaming. Whether it's, I know it's beneficial for some tribes because they live in large towns or cities, where here on the reservation we have very few numbers in terms of people. So they're trying to find out whether it's even worth pursuing. So they're looking at all kinds of different alternatives up at the meeting today. Also, the S&K Electronic Post another profitable year here. They achieved $59,000 plus to the shareholders, presented to the shareholders just recently. Tribal officials are still seeking the adequate health care funding, which is a problem here on the reservation because of the numbers increase in this number of people that is tribal or the healthcare service, and their funding is not available, and those things are taking place. So those are some of the updates that I'd like to share with you, and hope that if you have any questions on any of those topics, be sure to call your councilman anytime. They say they're available 24 hours a day, so give them a call on any of these questions, or if you have questions or concerns on any of the things that I've mentioned. Again, the two place names, again, I'm going to repeat, is Pasho Mokos, Bazoo Peak, and Incashola was a small bridge in the Dry Forks area. Today, like I said, as March, and we're about running out of time. The snow's starting to recede, and we're starting to see some bare ground. But this was a time of the year that a lot of stories were told and shared by our elders, who passed these on from generation to generation. As I said in the past, this is part of an educational tool that the elders had of letting our young people know the creation story and the values of Salish people, the do's and don'ts of life. And it's getting close to the end here, but today I have, my guest today is Louie Adams from Valley Creek, former tribal councilman. He has become a big part of our elders group in St. Ignatius, who we try to meet as regular as possible. And with Louie's knowledge and information, he has become a big part of who we are, and has shared a lot of those stories. And he shared a story with us last week that was really, I hear a lot of stories, I hear different versions, but this is one of the longer versions of the story that I heard, and I asked Louie to come up today to share that story with you. And so with that, I'd like to introduce Louie Adams, former tribal councilman, and I always like to say, Mayor of Valley Creek.
Yeah, I'm glad Tony invited me, because like he said, the stories are just, the coyote stories are just about over. I was when he invited me a week ago, I was thinking, it's starting to warm up, and soon as you hear the first thunder in the spring, you got to cut off the stories, because that thunder also wakes up the hibernating creatures, and when they wake up, you don't tell any stories anymore. So, but the story that I told down there, the one Tony invited me to come up and tell, is how our people got flint. And first of all, I'm going to tell it in Salish, and then after that I'll tell it in the dominant society's language. So the first, I'll start with our language on this story. SKC Media Center. It is which shen kutenession session lit milk khasels mistsenchele ma uslust kutenitses chwepis so is es shen hotel ipes chloashenst kommt kuxwitzte mir sitzem gut tasel gut ox Stipesi. Hoikelpish hatten po. So hoel humus, so is hwatsen chile. Hushel huis tit shench tunt skulni tit sitsums. Ne you ja bel huitseltem. Ha hui. So is shenches skulni tit sitsum. Listen chile to ne you ja. Meltze ukkuis. Es schens zu tam. Heult ipchachwa. Chen chesitz zut. Es zu ta. Huish. Zunt keine chickens nass. Zunt ne you ja. Kel huitzeltum. Heult ketzelch. Chwa. Es zutlust chile chickens nass. Nee, ja, kalt zo kuntem. Da, heul tip. So ist ein Chile. Es tut da. Gut ist sieht. Nimm shit koye mel zuetten. Heißen Chile lu. Kulchitz ist. Gut ist sieht. Heul hui. Schwer bisschen. Lust loch heul. So tipes. Tipes. Put so ja. Ut seone. Lu. Dus het uitgaan stem. Zo is gaga. Hoi, Schluss met z'n dat stem. Dat stem switchen. Putte flasche. Lu. Het uitgaan dat stem. Hoi, lo. Gaga. Schluss met z'n dat stem. Putte flasche. Sitzen lacht lu. Zo is een schlet. Dat is stem. Atchend. Hoi, atchel. Chachwa. Shit, schensch. Ist chodel, kreutzunes. Hoi. Ossenchele, jo, ne. Hoi, kois lu sitzum, ses chwep, koise. Tlum kreuzins, schensch. Schäte me. So ist ses cheni. Hoi, schäte me, hoi. Hoi. Es Zeit permittis schenst, lässt ein Teachinem, hoi, lässt eichti. Hoi, uchum sind Chiletes und Cholech. So ist Chachwa, jedlem kun Ulch. Chachwa, ein Ulch, die lässt Loch. Botet sich subslut, klintepend und das schenst. Chod schewitsch piqps, lu Chachwa. Hoi, kommt Jessen Chilech, naus, telkami, hoi. Which this is mock. Shouting to them, Champion Hol she stay. I hold she stench. At yellow hahe, can't never. نو تدخل شي ستات تشانش نما الخلق تلقى قلت أتخ تتشاوز شيوتي تنست تشانش هاي قيت المس سنشله وثلاث خصوصي وجد سنتخوي تشاوز داخل انت نتشن تبت كمين نختن تبت كمين تشانشم هاي شو نتلي نقصتش Jesel, ein Tipp, komm, sind Chile. Ein Charlie, so. Lachschel, schnell ist euch, die Las Leche, kommt es, schön zu del Seul, komm. Und lädt der Lock. Hui, sind Chile. Lässt cheat min mulle. Hoi, les eichti. Es man tui hoi seune. Jette essen chile. Hoi atch. Es selbst zulum qait tapiert. Hoi, es tqtiqle hoi qol. Es lechi. Hoi hoi chitsu zuntem. Jet kesni hem kshiu. Heute nicht her, um so schier nicht zu schänsch. Tentes, komm mit. Hoi, Geitel müssen chile, jetzt eichti. Hoi, tchsudlech. Utles seune. Ist der Wehe. Jetzt und chile. Atchjul, bibachut, tapiert. Es kult qawi. Und ja, schau es getunt, ich weiß, zulum, schau, kommentieren, das schönst. Bin jetzt beehrt, bin schau, das Dachel. Hoi, zuntem jetzt nicht haben, schau, nicht das schönst. Städte sie leu Pqok. Sie schön stilte Lip. Hoelt zu. Sinchele. Gschek natli skelig. Nehu zuulig, lustulig. Nemes zustum tot lotle. Komt huepislu. Lusitsumsen. Kom neus zie. Ties Pqok, ties stilte Lip. Util scheu qelt. Kamische. Den ja is me mulig. Slu scheu is het. Lip tquetchen. She iskulis. Lu lotle. So neklen teeg mis luts neslust el skelig. Luchel negel snulul mogel tapa me hol huikumen holasia. Shell qelt setel si enes hoshel stmulig shel tquetchenum. She iskulist. Shetsuin ja. Ho lutleset etlel ktuleg. Hol stmulig. Klula said etlan qamaus. Shay los said iskulislu. Lo le. Ha shay.
Okay, we'll take a short break here and then we'll come back and Louie is going to translate that story for us. Right back.
The choices we make today affect our options for tomorrow. I choose not to smoke and pursued my ability to sing. I've been able to travel, make new friends, and see different cultures. Choose carefully. Don't limit your future.
Thank you. Thank you for coming back here. We run into some time problems here. We're running a little short of time, so we're going to go ahead and start wrapping. We'll wrap this up here, but I want to thank my guest Louie Adams for today and his story, sharing his information that now it's recorded and it'll be around for many years to come for us to share with other people. But what I would like to, I promised a translation of his story. We'll wait till the next show. He's going to be back next show to tell you the story that he told us in English. So be back or be ready to listen to the translation of the story that he just told. Again, I'd like to thank the people for joining us in our show. I hope that some of the comments or some of the updates that I gave you, be sure to call your councilman or whoever if you have concerns and questions about the issues of the things that are happening around our Indian country. The place names again for this show is Pasho Moks, which is Bazoo Peak or Bazoo Mountain. And in Khaleus, the little bridge that was created in the swampy area just near Dry Forks Reservoir. Those are the two place names that we have for this show, and remind you again that tomorrow is the Elders March meeting down at the Salish Culture Committee Longhouse. The elders, the cultural advisory group, as I call them, have been assisting us and helping us out in our project and in our program for the past 26 years, since 1975. So it'll be, we have a full agenda as usual down there. We usually start our meetings about 9 o'clock and we run till about 3:30 or any time when we're done. So with that, I'd like to again thank my guest Louie Adams and say lemlem chpesia lupisn qsqedlich kama ypkhest mlunek elwesuchtowe khest khalkhal pesia.